Hi, everyone. This is the Rocker Skating Podcast, the season premiere and the inaugural episode of the Rocker Skating Podcast. I am joined by the one and only Michelle Ellis, who you have all heard on the run-through. I feel like the run-through poached you before we went live, and now everybody knows who you are. So there you go.
Maybe. We'll see. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for having me.
Well, not just having you. You're basically my co-host for at least some of these episodes. So, figure skating season is basically starting, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been watching so much ice dance. It was kind of a shock to watch some singles this weekend.
Sure.
But
of course, we're talking about Cranberry Cup. There was a lot of stuff that actually happened over this weekend, including Cranberry Cup and including there was a Japanese summer competition that was what Michelle and I had streamed this past weekend, but we'll touch on the other pieces as well. So, okay, first impressions. This was men's and women's, right? Cranberry Cup in Boston, or just outside of Boston. First impressions. What did you think?
Sonia Hilmer's short program was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I think
that was a highlight.
Choreography is a breath of fresh air anytime we see it. Yeah, Sofia Semidelkina had a really great weekend by herself. Raf chose not to travel with her to this event. She was there on her own. Yeah, he said it was intentional. I liked her programs. I think Joey Russell did a nice free skate for her, and there's a lot of room to grow, and good on her with all the backloaded combos.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's August, right? And we are in August of a very it's probably going to be a very long season coming up with the Olympics, and this is, everybody needs to pace themselves. Everybody needs to figure out what they're doing, how they're going to do it, when they're going to do it. And so I think for all intents and purposes, there are a lot of pretty decent skates here. Both Sophia and Isabeau broke 200 in their totals, which, for this time in the season, that's already very strong. The men's event was a bit of...
There was a bit of menning.
There was a lot of menning. I don't know if a crapshoot is the right term for it, but it was definitely... There were some very standout skates, right? Roman Sadovsky finally winning his first senior international gold. Steven Gogolev skating super well. The Canadian men.
Out of nowhere. That was amazing.
One, they know there's one spot to take. And two, those are some good showings from those Canadian men. So, okay, let's go back to the women to start. Sonia Hilmer. Really, what can you say or not say about Sonia Hilmer and what she brings to the table as a self-choreographer, a self-costume maker, just her general understanding of figure skating and music and being herself, right? She is, of all skaters, the most true to herself kind of athlete that's out there right now, and it's a shame that we haven't seen more of her internationally, because she just, up until this season, she wasn't even doing a Lutz, right? And now she's put the Lutz in. She's got a triple toe under rotations, right? That's going to be an issue, but look, I would have loved to have seen her in Skate America based on those performances this weekend. But fantastic showing.
Yeah, the individuality in each element is really refreshing. It kind of makes me nostalgic for a past era of skating when we used to see a lot of stuff like that. And everyone had their own kind of unique little pieces and trademark elements. And you don't really see that so much under Code of Points. But she found a way to do it throughout.
There's something about her not being a very top of the top skater, right? That makes her probably want to take risks, right? Take risks and try to go somewhere that other people haven't gone before. I mean, that step sequence in her Take 5 short program where
the taps.
she has musically put in the taps and the edge pulls and the rips, and she does everything to the music and to the sound effects, which is, for her to be doing that tap dancing sequence in the step sequence was already very cool, but for her to be able to match it note by note, it was so refreshing to see. And also, I posted it on Instagram and it's gotten so much love that it just goes to show how unique that is and how much people appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, she ended up fourth.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was the hat, but we'll see if that makes it through the season.
I'm fine with the hat. I mean, it was that. If there's anything that you can say about Sonia Hilmer's choreography, it's generally quirky, and I would say the hat was quirky.
Yeah.
You were talking about Sofia Samodelkina. Super great 2 programs for her. She seems to be gaining some momentum. I think, the last couple of years she's really improved on her basics, improved on her choreography. She really fills out the ice. She's got so much power. Interesting to see where she goes this season, especially knowing that she does have a very high ceiling of her technical content and also the improvements that she's made. So the 203 was a very strong showing for her. And I would have had it a little higher, to be honest.
Yeah. I like the work she's done on her presentation, because when she used to train in Russia with Sergei Davidov, she was always very stoic, kind of kept her face down, looking toward the ice. And she still does that in elements, but in between, the presentation is improving. I think she should do even more work with Shailin Bourne. I mean, I don't know what the Kazakh Federation's budget is, but if I were training at her rink, I'd be taking lessons from her anytime I could.
Yeah, super good. And then Isabella Vito winning the Cranberry Cup, won the short, second in the free. I think that this is where there was a lot of chatter on social media about cleanness of jumps. I do think that, yes, I think a couple of the jumps that she did should have been called, but also there were. I thought leniency was a word that you could use for the panel, and I think they did it generally across the board.
Yeah. If you're going to do that, I guess do it across the board.
Right.
It was interesting to see the programs that Isabeau debuted that will ostensibly be her Olympic programs. I felt they were very similar to material she's used in the past. It wasn't a very big step outside of her past history. It's very much in her lane. I think a lot of maybe feels safety in that style.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, there is something about the Olympic season that either makes you really want to step out there and try something new, which most people won't, or you really want to try to stay safe, right? Which is why you do see a lot of repeat programs in the Olympic season. You see that kind of like, I want to feel comfortable. I don't want to do things that prevent me from potentially making the team or, that kind of thing. And so I think that that was important, probably important for her, especially given the injury issues from last season. But, I think it's important to note, too, that if you look at U.S. figure skating criteria for, Olympics and Worlds, basically it starts now. Her winning this competition was a step toward getting an Olympic berth, right? Like that is going to be part of the selection criteria. And if you were Isabella Vito, this is, the sort of the best outcome you could hope for, right? For this time of the season. And hopefully she makes some improvements on those programs, gets a little bit more familiar with them, and maybe there's something a little bit more that she can give with it through the season.
Yeah, I mean, I still see her having the jump issues, but outside of the jumps, I think her skating is so strong. She has so much quality that I'd like to see her have more of a challenge, more impactful music, more delivery. kind of a different type of choreography. Maybe we'll see it in the post-Olympic season.
Yeah, I think it's it was interesting to see her jump layout that she's taken out the second Lutz altogether, right? And she used to do triple S triple toe or triple S triple loop, and then a Lutz Sal combo, and like that's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
You wonder how much of that is her, one, maybe her injury, but two, that her Lutz has gotten less Lutzy over the seasons, and maybe they've made that decision to kind of really be safe to not get too many edge calls, right? She took the Lutz out of her short program as well in favor of the loop. So definitely not necessarily just playing it safe, right? But also very keen on like what's going to maximize her points, and that's pretty important to her. Jiaxin, thoughts?
Her skating is so beautiful. It's just, I'm so happy to finally see her on the senior level.
Same.
I saw a tweet pointing out that she's only a year younger than Isabeau, and Isabeau is in her like fourth senior season, and she is in her first, just because of the way the age rules changed. I think she has just the most exquisite musicality. I don't really know that the programs she has this season really utilize it to the max, but I also recognize that she's still having some jump issues that have kind of followed her from last season.
I would say also she didn't look as comfortable with those programs as she did with any of her programs, really, in the in the junior ranks. Even last year, when she was struggling with jump consistency, she was performing more full out. And who knows? It's August. Also, it's her first senior, international competition. So there's a lot there that could be the issue. But lots of potential in those programs, but hopefully she can work out some of those kinks.
Impressed by her commitment to backloading the triple S triple toe in the free skate. She did that last year too, and it was a problem for her, but she's still like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about the U.S. women, the Korean women's spots are also going to be very highly contested for the Olympics. So I'm guessing she's like, let me max this out. I mean, she's no stranger to winning medals on and Korean nationals, right? So I don't think that will be like super intimidating to her, but I think there is a game to be played on that one. Okay, let's go to the men. Roman Sadovsky.
Sadovsky, where did that come from? I mean, he is always unpredictable. You never know what he's going to do, but almost clean. I think he actually like rotated most of the second quad Salchow in the second half. I don't remember the last time I've seen him do that. Yeah, it was still called a quarter, but he got it out. Claire de Lune with a little little emo music transition. It worked well for him. It was very him.
I mean, what can you say about Roman Sadovsky except emo? That is,
he lives in Owl City.
And then Gogo going from 11th to 3rd with a clean skate. Like that was
3 quads.
That was well done.
Yeah.
When was the last time that happened? I mean, I guess if I look back, actually, I feel like the last few seasons, there were a couple of times when he really started off strong early in the season and then sort of fizzled off in the consistency. Let's hope this is not the first of that, right? He's such a talent. He's been around for so long, since the juniors, and let's hope he, one, can keep the consistency, and also, two, can stay injury free.
He competed the short program in a 3-piece suit, which I haven't seen in a while. It's kind of fun.
It's a lot of fabric.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's performance fabric, because it's kind of tough to do all of those things there. Okay, rounding out the podium is Sasha Salevko.
His short program was the highlight of the event for me.
Right.
I was like, where did this come from? This was great.
Great
It
short.
was Kiss by Prince. He really performed it well. Even from like the opening choreography, I was like, oh. Yeah. I was in.
I thought I agree. I thought he did a great job with that. He better with the jumps in the free skate. Did the quad lutz, did the quad toe. Compared to last season, where he was really struggling throughout most of the season with just rotating any of those jumps, it seems like he's got his jumps together early. But as you were saying at the very beginning, there was a lot of menning that happened.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ma went from first to seventh. Jacob Sanchez went from second to fifth. Like there was a lot of movement that happened with the standings.
Well, we can say the American men had exceptional short programs, both of them. Well, the top two, Jimmy and Jacob. Yeah.
I mean, that Firebird short from
that was great.
Jimmy,
I didn't know where it was going, but I was
I know.
For the ride.
It's him. It's his personality. You talk about Sonia Hilmer and kind of skating to who you are. I mean, that for me, Jimmy Ma and doing some mashup of classical and like modern stuff, like that's him.
Yeah.
I still remember there was one time when, because he really burst on the scene with that Turn Down for What program. And somebody asked him like, oh, you're doing this classical piece in the free skate. Like, do you feel comfortable with that? He was like, no, I feel more comfortable doing classical music than doing like, hip hop or whatever you want to call that. Right. Like anything that's more modern but I do think he's gone into that space of like, I'm going to do both. Like, that's the thing that we're going to do here.
Well, he usually works with Nikolai Morozov in his short program. I don't know if he did it this year, but Morozov likes to kind of combine those two. I'm thinking back to Cyber Swan.
Yep.
Daisuke Takahashi.
For sure. Any other highlights, thoughts on the men's short or the men's pro competition over there?
Yeah, Jacob Sanchez's short program, Two Umbrellas of Cherbourg, was beautiful, beautiful skating. The way he moves is just like really special, and didn't get a quad out here, but I'm sure he's working on it.
What I liked seeing is that he is planning a quad sow.
In the free skate.
In the free, which is like, that's more quads than he had last year, right? So the fact that it's in the program has got to mean that he's got some kind of reps on it, some kind of percentage on it. I know he was also training quad Lutz. I mean, that Lutz is so big.
Yeah.
That I have no doubt that he's got the quad in there. But landing at one time is different than landing it consistently. So hopefully at some point.
Yeah. I want to mention the Israeli skater Tamir Cooperman, who I hadn't really seen before. I don't know where he came from. He had like all of this sort of seasoning of like 90s Russian men. He had like Armanov gloves. He kind of looks like Ilya Kulik. It's a lot of the Yagudin flourishes. He has two ice dancers listed as his coaches, Galit and Gany Krasnopolsky. But I think it was Victor Petrenko that was with him here. He had a lot of popping in the free skate happening, but I was kind of impressed with his skating. We'll see if he gets an Olympic spot.
I mean, it's interesting also that the Israeli men, there are really three of them now vying for one spot. So, we'll see where that goes. All right. Last thoughts on this opening season premiere of the Rocker Skating Podcast. Oh, you're just looking forward to Ice Dance, I think.
I am a little bit. Yeah, I'm ready for some. I'm like hanging on every program announcement. I
mean, well, I think maybe we should do a program music choice episode. You'd have. I mean,
I'm just so excited by Fearon Gibson doing the Spice Girls rhythm dance, and then also the amount of effort they put into the production of doing a photo shoot for the announcement. It's like A+. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying
it reminds me of. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. It was Alexei Roganov and his partner. What was it? Maybe 8 seasons ago, doing this very elaborate trailer for their programs.
Benoit's done a few of those this season.
Yeah,
he did quite a fun one for Hassan Volodin. So
should be fun. Well, Michelle, thank you for joining me.
For having me.
For folks who are listening out there, we are going to do these hopefully every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So look forward to this as maybe your weekly figure skating radio show that's going to go live for you to listen to get all of the things that happen during the week. And you know what? The Rocker Skating Podcast is in its infancy, and so we're going to make changes as we go along. It's going to be like a Hubble Donahue free dance that changes all season long until the Olympics, and we will be hitting our groove in the second half of this season. So
and not falling on the twizzles.
Not falling on the twizzles. All right. Well, for Michelle Ellis and our producer Tara Nichols, I'm Jackie Wong, and this is the first episode of the Rocker Skating Podcast. See you later.